Hey there. Let's make it so that when we press, for example, the letter U on the keyboard of our computer, as a result, this piano key is automatically pressed on the virtual piano and we hear its sound. To implement this, we need to add an event listener to the whole web page. And the event has to be key down. So we type in document.add event listener key down. And then we call the function. To understand which key has been pressed by the user on their computer, we pass the object e to this function. The letter E stands for event. So this is the event object. Let's display the value of this object to the console. Save and refresh the page. Then open the console. Now press the F key on the keyboard of your computer. The object keyboard event has been generated. We see code key F. Key F is a string value. So out of this string value, we need to take only the letter F. Also please notice that, for instance, to hear the sound of this black key, we need to press the Shift key and the letter P simultaneously. So press this key combination on your computer. As a result, not one but two objects keyboard events have been created. The first is for the Shift key, and the second is for the key with the letter P. We are interested in the data which relates to this object, so open it. As you can see, code key P is written here. Please notice that in this case, we also have Shift key true, because we press the Shift key together with the letter P. Let's extract the last character from the value of the key called code. In this example, it is the letter P. Remove this line. We type in let last letter equals to e.code. And to take the last character from the string value, we're going to use the substring function. As you can see on the slide, we have the string value key P. The length of this string value is 4 because we have 4 characters K, E, Y, and P. But similarly to arrays, all the indexes of the string values start from the index number 0. That's why we have the indexes 0, 1, 2, and 3. The last character, which is the letter P, has the index number 3. So the length of the string value is greater than the number of indexes by 1. That's why to extract the last character with the index number 3, we need to use length minus 1. So in the code we use e.code.length minus 1. Let's display the value of the variable last letter in the console. Save and refresh. Press the letter F on your computer. And we see the letter F. I press the letter G, and we get the letter G. Press the letter O, and we get the letter O. Okay, let's try to do this with the numbers. Press the number 7, and we get the number 7 in the console. So it works. Now we need to identify which key has been pressed by the user on their computer. First, we have to find out whether the Shift key has been pressed or not. For this purpose, let's create a variable called isShiftPressed. And we assign e.shiftKey to this variable. Then we create a variable called selector. Let me explain how we are going to search for the pressed key. I'm just reminding you that every key has this data attribute called keyboard. This data attribute stores the content of the keys. That's why we need to find the element which has data keyboard with the value last letter when the Shift key is not pressed. If the Shift key is pressed, then we need to use the Shift key symbol plus last letter. So we type in if isShiftPressed, then select our data keyboard plus the Shift key symbol. Here it is. Copy it and paste it here. To insert some value inside of the string value, let's replace single quotes with backticks. Now we can create a template string. We add the $sign, a pair of curly brackets, and then the variable last letter. If the Shift key is not pressed, then we use this code. Just delete the Shift symbol and the plus sign. Now, to search for the pressed key, we type in document.querySelector. And then we pass the value of the variable selector. Let's assign the value of this to the variable called key. Let's display the value of this variable in the console. Save it, and let's see how it works. Select the option Keyboard. Press the letter A on your computer. As a result, the key with the letter A has been found. Now press the letter G. And we see that the key with this letter has been found. Now press the Shift key and the letter H simultaneously. And we've got the error message, failed to execute query selector. That is because here we use the plus sign. So we need to wrap this value in double quotes. Save and refresh. Press the Shift key and the letter H together. This time everything works correctly. Please notice that when we press the Shift key, we've got the text null in the console. Now press the Enter key, and we've got the text null. It means that the Shift key was not found. Remove this line of code and type in if key is not equal to null, we need to execute some actions. Well, when the key is pressed, the event mouse down has to be generated. So in fact, these actions have to be executed. To generate an event with the help of JavaScript, we need to create a special object. Let's call it mouse down. Then we type in new event. We add mouse down in the parentheses. Now to make this event work, we need to call the dispatch event function for this key. And we pass the event mouse down to this function. Now, thanks to these two lines of code, these lines of code will be executed. Okay, let's check it out. Select the option Keyboard. I click this key with the letter S, and we hear the sound. Now press the letter S on your computer. As you can hear, absolutely the same sounds, and even the key has been highlighted in blue. But when we let the key up, the blue color has to be removed, while in our example it didn't. That is because the event handler for the event key down had happened. So when we let the key up, the event mouse up has to be generated. Let's implement this. Copy these lines of code and paste them below. We change key down to key up. We search for the last letter. Then we check whether the Shift key is pressed or not. After that, we execute all these actions. We just need to change mouse down to mouse up 3 times. Save and refresh. Let's click on this key. Well, as you can hear, I only click once on the key, but the sound repeats several times. Well, for the key down event, let's display the event object in the console and see what happens behind the scenes. Press the letter A and don't let it up. Then open the last keyboard event object. We see the key called repeat with the value true. It means that this event repeats. Let's open the first object. In this case, we see repeat false. But starting from the second event, we again have a repeat true. Well, we need to make it so that when we have a repeat true, some actions don't have to be executed. When we type in if e.repeat, then this function has to be stopped. As a result, these actions will not be executed. So we just need to type in the keyword return, and the execution of this function will be stopped. Save and refresh the page. Select the Option keyboard, press the letter A on your computer. Let the key up. Now press the Shift key and the letter P together. Then let the keys go up. Excellent. Everything works as we need it. Alright, it's time to say that's all for this video. See you in the next one.